Hey guys, this is Ibby. Welcome to my channel. This video is going to be setting up for the June bullet journal in my half letter Discbound system. This is a sticker sheet that we are going to be using. Before we get into it, I'm just going to show you guys a quick peek at the sticker book it came from. This sticker book is actually, I just got it from Walmart, but it has a lot of different sheets inside of it, but it also comes with 2 of each sheet. So if you are going to get a little sticker happy like I am, as you can see, I've used the other page before, it's good to have. So we're now in the planner section of my half letter. This was May's. I'm just going to take those sheets out and put them in the back later. And now we're getting into June. This month's theme is really dash lines and then some hints of red, this wonderful font that I got inspo from off of Pinterest, and a red marker. I like to keep my monthly themes simple, usually a color for the month along with a few elements that stretch across the spreads. Don't judge me for freehanding the outlines for the airplanes, but then using my ruler for the 2 lines on the inside. When I was penciling it in, the overlap of those lines drove me crazy, so I knew I was going to need to use my ruler when I went in with the markers. Now I'm adding in this checkered box because it's also part of my theme for the month. And so I am doing it in red because the red dash lines after the airplanes don't give me the pop of red on this cover page that I really wanted. You'll also see me with this checker box draw in extra boxes and then outline the entire area. I initially was going to leave it kind of free floating, but I actually like structure more than that. And that's it for the cover page. Moving on to the calendar for this month. We are doing kind of an open concept section, so we're not going to box in all the sides. Each of the date boxes are going to be 5 by 5, but there is a 1 box space between those for the numbers of the dates. Then we're going to use these dash lines again to separate the days of the week. Now we're just going to letter in a cursive June at the bottom to fill in the space. Excuse my head. And then color it in with that red marker. And I don't know if you guys noticed, but I didn't notice until after I finished recording that the highlight lines on the right side of the page don't line up with the correct highlight lines on the left side. So my calendar for this month is uneven, but we move. We are now using that same Pinterest font we used for the cover page to letter in the first initials of the days of the week across the top. I think the marker saturated the page a little much, and then I erased too hard for that Sunday header. So when I erased it, some of the paper came off, but we just cut that off and keep moving. This sticker is actually from a Happy Planner sticker book, but I'm going to be using the to-do list for my goals this month. This next sticker just says remember, and I'm going to use it so that I have a space to write things that are coming up in July. I'm normally a Sunday start for my monthly calendars, but this month's dates were just asking for a Monday start, so I obliged. Now I'm just filling in those dates with my big pen. Then I'm going to contemplate putting more stickers down, but decide to save that for the end of the video. That's it for my calendar page so far. We're going to move on to my task page and my brain dump page. We are going to do the black dash lines across the top and the bottom of both pages, and then the dash lines along the disc seam are for the titles. Those titles are going to be centered from the top and the bottom, and we're going to be using that same Pinterest font again. I needed to look at the reference sheet for some of these letters, so that's why you'll see some pauses. This brain dump page is just as the title suggests, so it really is just an open space for notes for the month. I messed up on the spacing between the letters of that T and the A, so I just cut out some extra paper from one of my other pages to glue on top of that and then redraw the letter. The format of the list is going to be the same as last month, where I have them numbered 1 through 4, with 1 being quick and easy tasks, 2 being cleaning and tidying tasks, 3 being longer tasks, and then 4 being the fun and relaxing things I want to do for the month. We are now moving on to my media tracker spread. It's a 2-page spread just for any books or series, movies, or anime shows that I watch throughout the month. The highlight at the top is for the categories for the spread, title being on the left, and then 3 dotted spaces to hold the form. So whether it's a series or a movie, there's 1 dot grid space for the rating. I just put a star on top. And then the last section is for the weeks of the month, numbered 1 through 5. And then just another 1 dot grid space to mark whether or not I finished that series or that season of the show or that book. We are again doing columns for the titles, but this time on the outer edge of the page in that same Pinterest font. I've left the top and the bottom of the spread blank because that's where the pretty decoration is going to go later. I've come to realize I am a habit tracker girly through and through. And so this page is going to be my tracker for the month. It's going to host 15 trackers because I'm excessive like that, but I like to keep on top of what I have going on. Last month's 2-page spread was a little much for me, so I decided to do something simpler, although I'm still drawing the entire calendar out, but I am not numbering this time around. This month I pre-penciled everything in, but I kept it in before I started the recording. So if you see any jump scares, just kidding, any jump edits, it's because I was taking out the parts where I was erasing for 5 minutes. This page for the habits and then the next page you'll see soon for the gratitude log are going to have their headers across the top. These red lines are going to be where I write the title of my habits for this month. You'll see me continue to use my jelly roll in white to clean up any mistakes I made throughout these spreads. This month's gratitude log is going to be in a box format instead of a 1 line a day, quote unquote. Each day of the month is going to get its own box. Each daily box is 5x5 dot grid boxes. I needed a break, so it's actually a new day with some obvious new lighting for me to work on the rest of this month's spreads. These dashed lines are going to be like a drop shadow for these boxes to add some more of that red color to the page. I tried doing the floating boxes concept like I did on the cover page, but I ended up not liking that either, and then I just box out all of the edges of the lines. And here's how those two spreads look together. We are now moving on to the first of my weeklies. We're just doing simple sections, 4 boxes on each page for a total of 8. And then 1 box is going to be the to-do list for the week. We're also going to come back to this spread to add more decoration and stickers later. I'm writing those days of the week in cursive with my big pen, and then I'm going to go in with my black marker to write the numbers for the dates. Just using one of my scrap papers to cover up that highlight line I got too excited for. This weekly is going to be more of a vertical layout for the week with separate Saturday and Sunday boxes on the end. And then the space on the top left will be for my task list for the week. And then on the right side is going to be tasks that I want to put off until next week. For week 3, we are just going to be doing 2x3 boxes across the 2-page spread. That will give us a total of 12 boxes. 7 are going to be for the days of the week. And then in the extras, we're going to use one of the boxes for the to-do list. And then I have a mini calendar penciled in one of the other boxes since we're about halfway through the month and maybe I need a reminder. The other boxes are just going to be there for decoration and for pretty things. To keep cohesion across all of these spreads, I'm continuing with the black dashed lines for all of my outlines, and then a mix of just cursive or the Pinterest font for my days of the week. This is the last full week of the month. I'm trying out the vertical layout again, except for the Saturday and Sunday boxes. I made them smaller than those of the other days of the week because I don't anticipate needing all of that space for those 2 days, and it brings more balance to the page. It allows for the bar along the top to go across both pages evenly. This week's spread is a little interesting. In general terms, I am doing 2 boxes by 4 boxes on both pages for a total of 16 boxes. On the left page though, I am going to merge 2 of those boxes twice, once for my to-do list, and then I'll do it again for my freehand review for the month because I'm mixing these last 2 days of the month with my monthly review. On the right side, I'm going to have 1 box for things I want to stop, 1 box for things I want to continue, and 1 box for things I want to start. On the bottom, I'm going to have 1 box for my favorite things I read this month, 1 box for my favorite things I listened to, and 1 box for the things that I really enjoyed watching this month. Once again, any leftover boxes are going to be used for pretty decorations. Our last spread for the month is just going to be another notes page on the very back for any end of the month scribbles, or if I have any overflow from my brain dump page. Now it's time to bring out my strawberry sticker sheets to fill in any blank space on my spreads. I forgot to put in the dates for my gratitude log, so I'm just going back to do that. I realized I had a lot of blank space on this spread and not too many stickers, so I am putting that checkered pattern in on the bottom of this weekly before I go in and add some stickers. I'm just going to let you guys know this is not the last time you see this spread. I was really indecisive on the stickers, so I come back to it at least twice and rearrange all the stickers more than twice. Just placing some strawberry stickers in the headers for next week and task list on this spread. More sticker placement in those empty boxes. Doing a drop letter for the headers for the weather next week using the Pinterest font, and then just regular cursive for the rest of the words. And then putting Monday through Saturday in black for the weather. Then rounding up with a few stickers. Now I'm just messing around with the sticker placement for the boxes in this last spread. In reviewing my spreads again, I put some extra stickers around and then realized that this media tracker was really looking empty and I did not have any extra stickers for it. So I'm doing a blown up version of the checkered pattern on the top and the bottom. They are just 3 by 3 dock grid boxes each. I'm taking those 2 washi-like stickers and putting them on the bottom of this spread, and then going to cut out my disc spaces on both sides so that I can still use the page fully. Took a while and some squinting, but I got it done. Here is that placement and replacement and re-replacement of those stickers again. I decided to put the stickers along the top of the page to balance out with a checkered pattern on the bottom of the page. Now we're all done. It's time for me to put these back on the disc and do the flip through. Here are our checkered boxes, dashed lines, strawberry stickers, and Pinterest font that encompass the month of June. Onto our calendar for the month with a section for goals, the section for July prep. Here it's easy to see our uneven but cute date boxes. This space is looking really empty to me, but we'll see if I fill it in later. Another cute strawberry sticker, and then space for all my tasks for the month. And then my brain dump section on the right. Here is my big old checkered media tracker 2-page spread for the month with all its lovely columns. My 3x5 habit tracker, and then my 5x5 gratitude log. Then my weeklies. I realized on this past day that I forgot to put in my dates, and then I just wrote out the rest of my start, continue, and stop in that red marker. And once I balance out my little book, my monthly review is complete. That's it for the month of June. Please be sure to like and subscribe. Ciao, see you next month.